Welcome to the Raise Your Energy podcast. My name is Linda Lange. I am your host and energy expert. Would you like to feel love on demand? I'm going to share with you today how I opened my heart and started feeling love from the inside. And you can too, so stay tuned. Does not want to feel good. I think we can all agree that we would rather have feel-good emotions like love, joy, happiness and gratitude in our lives than the other kind of emotions like fear, shame, guilt and frustration. Am I right? Who does not want to feel good every single day? How can we start doing that? That is what we're going to discuss in today's episode. So I'm starting off with a few phrases that you might have heard or read before. One of them is, if you want more love in your life, start feeling love inside of you first. The second one is, you cannot truly love another until you know how to love yourself. Or have you maybe heard this before? Happiness isn't about getting what you want all the time. It's about loving what you have and being grateful for it. These are all statements that are all around us, right? And I have heard them before, I have read them before, and I understand them with my mind, but in the past I never understood them really with my heart. And the reason is because I looked outside of me to get these emotions. And what do I mean by looking outside of you? I mean by interacting with people, by buying things or experiencing things. That's how I try to get these emotions from my outside, from the physical world. And there is nothing wrong with that. I still feel love when I'm with loved ones. And I still have a great time when I have great experiences. But these emotions are not very sustainable. They just keep for a little while and then they kind of disappear. And therefore I knew that there was something missing, that there was still something that I wasn't really getting about long-lasting feelings of love or gratitude. So I accepted always that these statements were true. I would not thought that they are bogus and that people just write them for the sake of it. I knew that there was something that I haven't experienced yet, that I didn't know yet. And I knew that I just didn't know how, because if you read such a statement about loving yourself first or finding love inside of you, that doesn't mean just because you read it and believe it or accept it that you know how, right? So that's what was missing. Now I'm fortunate enough to have started experiencing it. It was in my first dispenser retreat that I did December last year, and that's when I would say it's a breaking my heart open kind of experience. And since then I have been practicing feeling these feelings that I felt since then and bringing them as well into my life. Not just feeling them in my meditations or during my meditations, but actually moving towards my everyday life outside of meditations and still being able to bring up the feeling of love or bring up the feeling of gratitude, kind of bringing it up on demand. And the experience is just so intense and immense that I want to share them with you, and I want to give you some tips and some guidance on how you get there too. I want every person in the world to have this experience and to feel emotions of love and gratitude and joy and freedom on demand from the inside and with that intensity that I can feel them now. I wish that for everybody, and I know we can all feel this. We all have the capacity to do it. It's inside of us. We have just forgotten how to. And that's why we are kind of missing it, because we have forgotten how to access that love, and because we are trained to think that we have to find it in the physical world. We might have to find it through other people, through experiences, through consuming, through owning things. And we all know these stories of trying to do it that way, but it never really feels right. And that's the case now. I can tell you now that I experienced it, that it is true that accessing it finally inside of you and being able to access it for yourself is the real deal. The other stuff, not the real deal. Still very nice, but it's on a completely different level. So I want to help you as well today to remember it, give you some guidance, and help you with your own practice to get there, because it's just awesome. First of all, if you decide to try this out and to create a practice around it, then please see this as an experiment. Keep trying to get there in various different ways. Don't think there is just one way. There are millions of ways to get there, and every person, I truly believe, finds their own way there at the right time. So see this as a practice, as an experiment, and don't make this something that you think you cannot achieve. You will achieve it. The really important part of this is to stick with it and to keep practicing. Every minute that you practice it and put your attention on feeling love and bringing love from the inside out, it adds up. It's kind of like an account. You are always adding to it. And one day it all adds up. And all of these moments, all of the practices, all of the minutes that you have to put in, they add up to your big moment that you will have one day. I promise you. My practice of how I got there and how I still access it now is meditation. It was actually through a walking meditation on the retreat when it kind of happened, when my heart broke open. And I can really highly recommend walking meditations, especially the ones from Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's another way of meditation that I really love. And it's really good to connect with these emotions of love, gratitude, happiness. So if you want, try them out. Walking meditations are really fantastic. So you can choose to use your current practice, whatever you do, to get yourself into a meditative state. If it's your own meditation, you can just use your meditation to try it out and try to access it. I will give you some guidance on how to do it. Or you can use guided meditation as well that is specifically created for accessing these kinds of emotion. One of my meditations actually was specially created for it. It's called Connect with Your Self-Love Energy. I'm gonna put the link into the show notes if you wanna check that one out. But of course you can as well Google something, find something else on YouTube that helps you guide you throughout the meditation into these emotions. So emotions like love, joy, and gratitude originate from the heart. So in your practice, you want to concentrate on your heart space or your heart chakra. That's the energy center that is located in your chest. Concentrating on your heart means you put your focus there. So all of your attention moves away from everything else and it goes to your heart. So imagine where your heart is, find it, feel it, imagine it, of how it looks like. Put all of your attention on your heart. That's how you start, and that's how you give it energy to activate it and to bring it to life. It's kind of like putting the key into the ignition and turning it around. You want to kind of kickstart your heart for it to be able to bring up the emotions in the next step. So when you're focusing on your heart and you have given it some attention and felt into it, you can breathe as well into it. So breathing into your heart slowly and breathing out, that helps as well. And what you want to do next is bring up one of these emotions, the emotion that you want to feel. Maybe it's love, maybe it's gratitude, maybe it's joy, maybe it's happiness, maybe it's freedom. So choose the emotion that you want to feel and work on, and try to feel it from your heart, inside of your heart. That's where it will originate. And when you practice it more, it can elevate from you feeling it throughout your whole body and all around you, but it will always start with the heart. So that's where you want to focus on first. And when you feel something, when you feel that emotion, try to stay with it. Try to kind of expand it, make it bigger, make it more intense. Let it spread out through all of your body. Just stay with the feeling. It's really important to focus on the feeling of the emotion. You can use your mind to focus on the word as well. It helps. It's kind of the brain sends out the signal of love or gratitude or freedom. But the real feeling, what you want to focus on, comes then from the heart. So imagine what you might have felt before when you felt love. So try to bring up that feeling, and whatever happens will happen. Let it happen. Let's see what happens, what you experience. Maybe it's going to be something new that you have never felt before. Something might happen to you, and that's all good. Let it all happen. Nothing bad can happen from that practice. I promise you that. So just be open-minded, don't get scared, and just keep going and experiencing new things. It's gonna be magical. At the beginning of my practice, when I finally opened my heart and focusing more on it in my meditations, this feeling of love was completely new to me. That level of feeling of love was new to me, and it was quite overwhelming, and it made me cry. And that's good. Don't shy away from it, because these are happy tears. I would literally be sobbing my eyes out, but it would be the best cry of the world, because it came from the feeling of love and gratitude. So don't be surprised if that happens to you. Now that I'm a couple of months in that practice of feeling these emotions more and more, it's kind of a twofold. It can still happen that I will get overwhelmed, because that will be a new level and height of love or gratitude that will hit me, and I will still cry. It happened the other day in one of our remote healing sessions that we do in the dispenser community. Again, it was so intense that the tears were just flowing and I was just sobbing, and that's absolutely fine. I just knew that was, again, a new level of love. But when I'm in a meditation and I'm really deep into the meditation, that I kind of shut down my body and my mind, that's where I can still feel this level of emotions now, but I don't need my body to react to it anymore. I can just let it happen and sit with that emotion without my eyes tearing up or my body needing to cry. That happened more at the beginning every time, so to say. But over time, you will get more used to it throughout your meditation, to just kind of soak in these emotions and just feel them, this bliss that you can just be hugged by that divine feeling. So what I want to tell you as well is to be patient with yourself. This is a practice. With everything, like going to the gym, it takes some time. And like I said, every meditation counts. There is no bad meditation. So keep practicing. It will all add up to that big moment when you will feel it too. And then afterwards, you won't unlearn it again. You will not forget it again, because then you have the access to feeling love and gratitude from the inside, and to call it up as well on demand in your life. It just all needs practice and for you to keep doing it. That's the important part. As I mentioned, now that I'm practicing this since a couple of months, since I had that heart opening, I'm now really able to do it on demand throughout my day. And why would I not, right? Who doesn't want to feel love during the day? So that's when I do. Every time I remember, or I have a quiet moment, or I feel that I might not feel so well, I bring up the thought of love and then the feeling of love as well in my heart. And then I just stay there for a minute or just a couple of minutes. But it's so good for you, first of all, for your mood, of course, for your mental health, but as well for your physical health. These feelings of these positive feelings, they have a higher vibration, they have a higher frequency. And the longer you feel them, or in your everyday life, the more your body can actually attune to that higher vibration as well. It can create really feel-good chemicals, other chemicals that actually help your body to feel better and to actually heal. It creates new connections in your brain, and it just helps you have a more balanced life and a more really truly well-being. You're just a better feeling being, which is fantastic. And you can heal yourself with feeling the energy of love. This energy, that feeling that you're having, is actually pure love energy. And the more you have inside of yourself of that, the more your body feels better, and it can actually heal itself by feeling these high vibrating energies. So all good. And in the end, that's all what we want. We all want to feel good. When it comes down to it, we all want to feel love. We want to be happy. We want to feel free. We want to be grateful for everything in our lives. If you ask somebody what they want, and they might tell you something that is not that, and you keep asking them the question, why? Again, why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why? You will always come down to feelings. It always comes down to us wanting to feel love, joy, happiness, wholeness, and freedom. And that's what I was searching for as well, was feelings, to have better feelings in my life. What I discovered in that retreat in December was actually that I was looking for the feeling of wholeness or oneness, to feel whole. And I didn't even realize it my whole life. I always was looking for the next best thing, the next best career step, the next higher salary, the better job title. I was always striving and pushing myself, and the feeling that I was missing in my life was wholeness. So when I realized in that retreat, that was of course a kind of a breakthrough, because now I can work on that, and that's what I'm doing now in my meditations. I'm already pretty good with the feelings of gratitude and love. And wholeness, probably good, because that's the one that in my life I'm supposed to be working on, and that's what I was missing. It still takes some work. I'm just at the beginning of my journey. I do see glimpses of it through my meditations, in some of them, but I know I have still a long way to go. But I know I will get there. The same as I got there to feeling the love inside of me, or feeling my whole body full of gratitude. I know now as well how to get there, so I know I can get there as well with wholeness. And that's what I'm working on now in my meditations. So I want to give you as well 2 tips that can help you when you just start practicing this. Because at the beginning it can sometimes be quite difficult to bring these higher vibrating emotions into your meditation, into your practice, into your manifestation practice. It's important to have and feel these emotions, but it can sometimes be tricky. So tip number 1 is to think about your future self. Who do you want to become? Who do you want to be in the future? What do you want to manifest in your life? So think about your perfect future self of how you want to be, and then imagine how you will feel when you have achieved it. How will you feel when you have manifested that what you want to manifest in your life? There will be some epic emotions coming up, am I right? So when you're in the meditation, maybe use this as a trick to bring up an emotion that you want to feel. So step into the shoes of your future self and try to imagine how you would feel when it has come true, when you have achieved it, when it has arrived in your physical world. That's how you can maybe connect with that energy, with that emotion first. And once you feel it, you can let go and you can just keep holding that emotion in your heart and keep expanding it. So that is trick number 1. And trick number 2 is to think about somebody that you already love, a person or a pet. So think about a person or your pet that you know you love and you have loving feelings for them, for him, her, or the pet. So think about that and try to bring up that feeling when you look at them. How do you feel when you look at them, when you feel that love in your normal day-to-day? And that is kind of like jump-starting a car. You're jump-starting your heart. And sometimes it can be a bit tricky to get your heart to start feeling these emotions. That's why this is a fantastic trick, and I have used it before, and even now sometimes I have to use it as well. It's not always so easy, and sometimes it doesn't even happen for me in meditation. So bringing up a situation, a person, an animal, anything that you associate already love with, bring it briefly up. Try to connect to that emotion, and again, then you can let it go and just keep that feeling inside of you, keep working on it, keep being present with it, and keep expanding it. Okay, so these are 2 tips with which you can jumpstart the emotions in your heart. And before I close this episode, I want to share with you something I came across the other week, which was really suitable for this episode. And it was a post from Michael Bay Beckwith, and he describes them as 3 levels of gratitude. The first level of gratitude that you can feel is when you feel gratitude for someone or something in your life. That is the first level that you would start with if you're practicing these kind of feelings. The second level in your life would be if you can bring up the feelings, true feelings of gratitude for challenges in your life. Can you see that this is a level up? So if you are able to feel gratitude for any kind of problems or challenges in your life, you are again raising the feelings of love and gratitude to another level. And then the third level is when you feel gratitude and grateful for no particular reason. For nothing in your life other than having the feelings of gratitude. And everything I shared with you today in the episode is at level 3 of feeling grateful, of feeling love for no reason. Just to bathe in the feelings of gratitude and love because they make you feel good, they heal you, they lift your moods up. They will let you attract more of it into your life. The more love you feel, the more love comes into your life. All of the good stuff. So I think getting to level 3 is a fantastic goal to have, and I gave you some tips, some guidance of how you can do it today. I hope you feel inspired to go for it. I hope you can see on my smile and how I talk about it that this is amazing, because it is. So I hope you will try it out. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, let me know. You know how to contact me on various platforms on social media. Leave me a comment, and if you know more about this practice and how to do all of that, let me know as well. And with that, I love you and leave you, and talk soon, and bye bye.